Hello, good evening. It's Sandy here. Hope you're well. I'm just relaxing, having a pleasant night. I've just got myself a cup of tea. I'll show you my mug if I may. Sandy is classical ballet. And then I think on the other side it says, I love dance. That's correct. And there's my favourite place, the Eiffel Tower, and a classical ballet dancer dancing with glasses on. So me. I had this done online. I don't mind saying. I wish to read you a story, pretty little book called Princess Poppy Ballet Shoes by Janie Louise Jones. Here's the front picture for you to have a look. Hi, I'm Poppy. When I'm kind to my friends, I feel just like a princess. Do you want to be a princess too? Love, Poppy. P.S. When I've got my ballet shoes on, I feel like a ballet princess. Find out how to stand like a ballerina, just like me. How to stand like a ballerina. Keep your hair back with clips or a tiara. Shoulders back. Always smile. Hands in first position. Feet in first position. Heels together. Feet turned out. There we are. Honeypot Hill. I'll show you the pictures, if I may. And on this side. I'll show you once more, just in case you so wish to see it closer to the screen. For Katie Molly, who loves to dance. Ballet shoes featuring Grandpa, Mimosa, Madame Angel Wing, Granny Bumble, Mum, Honey, and Princess Poppy. Here you are. Show you a little bit of each person in the story. And now closer by. Lovely. I shall begin. The glass doors of the sitting room at Honeysuckle Cottage were open to the garden. Poppy danced and floated around the sunlit room. My new ballet shoes are a perfect fit, Mum, she called. Poppy pointed her toes, held on to the sofa as a bar, and practiced her foot positions. She did a pirouette and then curtsied to her audience of nodding flowers in the garden beyond. Madam Angelwing is choosing parts for the big show today, Poppy told her mum. I just know I'm going to be Copelia, a living dancing doll, she said. Don't be too sure, warned Mum, worried that Poppy would be disappointed if she wasn't picked. The person who dances the best on the day will be chosen. It has to be me, laughed Poppy. I'm the best dancer by far. And Cousin Saffron is going to make me my own beautiful Copelia dress. As they were leaving for the audition, Poppy saw that her best friend Honey was at the garden gate. Honey, why don't you come to ballet with me? Called Poppy. Madam Angelwing needs some extra villagers for the street scene in Copelia. Honey had never been to the ballet before. Well, you do love to dance, don't you, Honey? Said Granny Bumble. I do, Honey said, and dashed off in the direction of her house to find something pretty to wear to her first ballet class. Try to show you close by. They arrived at the Lavender Lake School of Dance and found Madame Angelwing in a very excited state. Doucement, she called to the pianist, who was playing too quickly. Arabesque, not jeté, she cried to an older girl in a pink leotard. Honey thought this was all very strange and a bit scary too, but she did love the way the dancers moved, so gracefully, across the floor. Poppy, said the teacher, clapping her hands quickly above her head. Dance for me now. Poppy wasn't at all nervous, and she began to twirl and jump just as she had practiced in her own sitting room. Show you close by. Bravo, bravo, cried Madame, clapping. And who is this new girl? She asked, looking at Honey. I'm Honey, stammered Honey, looking a bit red and scared. Well, Honey, let me see you dance, demanded Madame Angelwing. Honey began to glide across the dance floor. She moved like a fairy, flittering around on light silky wings. Everyone fell silent as they watched her dainty jumps and spins. Madame glided across the dance floor to Honey and stood by the bar. Honey, you move like a natural dancer. You, child, will dance Copelia, she announced. Poppy's mouth dropped open in amazement. But Honey was only meant to be a villager. I should be Camellia. I am Copelia, thought Poppy furiously. Mum put an arm around Poppy. Let's go and say well done to Honey, shall we? She suggested. But Poppy couldn't. And something else. It was a feeling that she couldn't understand. She burst into tears of anger and disappointment. She was annoyed with herself for bringing Honey along to her ballet class. That's clever. I drop it onto the floor. And it's clever that I picked it up. For the next few days, Poppy refused to play with Honey. Instead, she imagined that her dolls and toys had come to life, just like the doll in the story of Coppelia. "Would you never steal my part in a show? Would you, Ruby?" she said to her big rag doll. Poppy felt even worse when she looked over her garden gate and saw Honey playing with her new friend, Mimosa, whose parents owned the Hedgegroves Hotel in Honeypot Hill. It was bad enough to lose the part of Coppelia, but to lose her best friend was unbearable. When Grandpa came round, Poppy flung her arms around him and cried. She cried about the ballet show, but mostly she cried because she missed Honey. "Poppy," said Grandpa, "you'll always be my little star, but you can't always be the star of the show. You are my Princess Poppy, and to be a true princess, you need to be kind and generous to your friends." "I do miss Honey," sniffed Poppy. "And Honey misses you," said Grandpa. "But don't you go and make friends with her again. Why don't you go and make friends with her again, I mean?" But the next day at ballet class, Poppy was surprised to find that Honey wasn't there. "Girls," said Madame, "Honey has a bad tummy ache, so she cannot dance the part of Camellia. Instead, Instead, the Coppelia for tomorrow's big show will be Mademoiselle Poppy." Poppy was thrilled. She wouldn't believe it. But then she thought about Honey and how disappointed she would be not to dance in the show. "Mum, could I take some flowers to Honey?" Poppy asked after class. "I'm sure they would make her feel better." "What a lovely idea," said Poppy's mum. Honey felt well enough to dance Coppelia at the big show. I just jumped a page. "Poppy," spilled Honey with delight as her friend came into her room. Poppy smiled and handed the flowers to Honey. "Honey, I think you would have been a lovely Coppelia," said Poppy. "Oh, I wish you were well enough to dance the part." Honey gave Poppy a big hug. All of a sudden, Honey felt much better. Honey felt well enough to dance Coppelia at the big show, and she danced it beautifully. Everyone said that she was the most graceful ballerina they had ever seen. Poppy danced the part of Swan Hildie, wearing satin shoes and a beautiful pink tutu made especially for her by Saffron. Everyone clapped as Poppy twirled lightly around the stage. At the end of the show, Honey was given a posy of sweet-smelling flowers. She broke open the posy and gave half of it to Poppy. They curtsied together and hugged, glad to be friends again. After the show, Grandpa came backstage. "Poppy, you were wonderful," he told her. "Oh, thank you, Grandpa. I'm so glad I made a good job of my part." "Even though it was smaller than Honey's, I was still important in the story, wasn't I?" asked Poppy. "Darling, there wouldn't have been a story without you," replied Grandpa. "My little ballerina Princess Poppy." The end. I hope you enjoyed the little book. Although it's a children's book, I bought it for myself because the child within me so wishes to enjoy pretty little ballerina stories, as this one. I just so wish to say that whilst I was reading the book at the beginning, I didn't constantly look at the screen. And I felt that there was something that I wasn't engaging in at the beginning of the story. But as I got through the book more and more, I got more inside my part. Now, I don't mind saying this is very typical of acting. When I studied theatre studies A-level, I think it was around then that I learnt that the more one does a part, it's a little bit like if you constantly practice the piano, one receives better results at the piano. And it's exactly like that in acting. And I felt as I was going through this book this evening, that the more I read, the more I felt part of that book. And towards the end, I started to really feel as if I was one of the people one of the characters in the story. And I do believe very strongly that I can only get better and better at vlogging. The more I vlog, the more I improve. And I learn, and I pick up, and I realise the so-called mistakes I make and try and correct them and improve upon them. And if I improve, they're no longer mistakes. And that's something which I wish to say for each one of you. Please, whatever it is you so wish to achieve in life, please don't give up. Just continue, please, to do it. You shall improve. You are worth it. I shall improve. I am worth it. Each person in this world is worth it. Please believe in yourself. And even Oreo, my cat, agrees with me, who's just jumped onto the bed to join me. So I hope you have a lovely night. Hello, Oreo, darling. You come to say goodnight to everybody. Okay, I hope you have a smashing time and take lots of care, please. Cheers. Bye-bye.